I think it's the most forgotten, overlooked fundamental in all of golf is how far away do we set up from the ball.
So start with the distance away from the ball. That's going to affect the hand path, which is going to affect the club plane. So I'm setting up well, and then I'm really controlling like the grip, the hands, the handle, just from here to like right thigh.
Yes, and look at this beautiful triangle that's built and how that's moving together.
Keeps the club nicely on plane, keeps the club face from over rotating too early. I'm feeling the handle moving away from the target, not feeling really rotation or hinging here. Gentle hinging with a little rotation to there. And I bet when you watch on camera, you might find, holy cow, I got to feel out here for it to get here, right? So if I could do that same drill, distance away, grip early, a little bit out. Yeah, when I get that takeaway good, I get that little, I mean,
boy, that's sound.
Hate to compare me to Scotty Scheffler, but
that's pretty
solid.
solid.
Full cutters, huh?
That is solid.
Okay, Mr. Jones, how we start the swing and the takeaway has such a dramatic effect on anything else. And you may have seen takeaway videos before, but I promise the main point we're going to start with is something most all golfers overlook, but it's the reason why they start the swing wrong. So we really want to pay attention to piece number one. We've got a great piece to start with. We've got a kind of part two, part three that we'll layer on here. But Greg, in your teaching, the same as mine, we see so many golfers go off because this beginning portion.
I think it's the most overlooked fundamental in all of golf is how far away do we set up from the golf ball.
Yes.
And if you get this wrong, that's going to wreck your takeaway.
So, yes.
I don't know. It's so often forgotten. Yep. So, you know, there's a couple of checkpoints. You know, we want to make sure we're the right distance away. And there's the proverbial hitchhiker thumb that goes right here at the seam of your pants. And that's usually about the right distance away right there.
Yep, I like that.
And then there's another one I like. I call it this right arm swing checker, where like, for instance, in this example, I'm going to purposely set up way too far away. So for this wedge, I am way too far away.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is look away and swing my right arm and let it fall. And you see where it fell?
Yeah.
In the wrong place. So if I adjust that, now that's where I should be.
Okay.
So we've got to get the distance away first. Otherwise, your takeaway could be anything. It could be outside. It could be inside and too deep.
Let's show that, Greg. Like, let's say a golfer comes, like why this is so important. Let's say someone's too close to the ball.
Yep.
So they get real in there like that. Now, because they're too close to the ball, that dictates what their first move is going to be.
Well, what happens when they're too close, they don't have any room right here. So now what are they going to do? They have to create space. Club goes out, hands go out towards the ball. And typically what we see here is what I call the death move creator. That's going to create this death move where we get too deep behind us. Well, too close, too far away, is one better or is one? No, they're both not good. Neither one of them is good.
And think about that, like what Greg just said there, literally being too close to the ball. If you've been trying to fix your takeaway forever, being too close could cause your hands to go out, which makes the club roll too far in. You might have been trying to fix your takeaway for like years, and the root issue may just be the distance away from the ball. I know you mentioned Jim Furyk's swing is that way for a reason.
Yeah, if you think about Jim Furyk, the reason his swing looks the way it looks is because he's so stinking close to the ball.
That's
so
right.
His arms have to go out like this. And then to create space, you know, he has to really, you know, so it all starts from setup. He's so close to the ball. I think it's the most forgotten, overlooked fundamental in all of golf is how far away do we set up from the ball.
And it has such a direct effect on the takeaway. So if we're too close, the hands go out. What if we're too far away?
Well, then the hands are the club's going to rip in.
That's right.
Because you're going to bring your hands in, the club's going to follow. In either case, you're going to get too deep. And as soon as you get back here, death move number one, I call it the roller coaster. Now you're in for a roller coaster. And I can relate to that because I kind of do that every once in a while.
Yeah.
And if I ever get it in too deep and I know it, it's, whoa, buddy, you better hang on.
We're in trouble.
That's right.
So start with the distance away from the ball. That's going to affect the hand path, which is going to affect the club plane. Greg, we just gave two simple ones. Little hitchhiker. Let's do that one more time, maybe. Just hand on the kind of thigh there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
And then, so that's about right there. So yeah, I'm in a good spot right there. I'm not reaching. I have no loss of, I didn't lose my connection up here.
Yep.
So I'm still connected. About a hitchhiker thumb away.
I like that.
And then if I do the look away drill, my arm falls right back where it's supposed to be. I'm in the right spot.
And if you're doing it right, Greg, the arms are kind of straight down, hanging naturally down from the shoulders. That's another maybe simple checkpoint.
Yeah, I think that's a big checkpoint is where do your arms hang? And if we see somebody whose arms are reaching a little bit,
Yeah.
now we've got too much room. We've kind of lost some upper left arm connection, and that thing can go anywhere in the takeaway. So
Yeah,
if you lose connection, you're in trouble.
So getting the distance away, God, that's so like important and such overlooked. But of course, we want to swing from there, right? And
That's
so there's two key checkpoints we're going to talk about next, how to actually start the swing. Let's go over that and then the key checkpoint of the takeaway. All right, guys, our spring 2-day golf schools are now live. If you're interested in coming to a 2-day golf school down here in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida at the Osprey Point Golf Course, we've got 2-day schools available February, March, April, and May. We had a great time with our schools up in PA. We're gonna have a great time this spring. The goal here is to have a 2-day immersive event to really give you everything you need to make a dramatic improvement in your golf game for this upcoming season. We've got 5 coaches with 8 students, super high coach to student ratio. Awesome 2 days together. We're gonna work on your full swing, your short game. We're gonna have lunch together, go out on the course together. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna absolutely love it. Would love to see you here. We'll put the link down below. Check out the dates, shoot us a message if you have any questions. Would love to work with you on your game. So once we have the setup correct, we've got part 2 here, which you call the trace.
The tracer, yeah.
The trace. And so talk me through how this works here, Greg.
So what you're doing as you set up and as you look down from your perspective, you see these 2 white stripes on the bottom of your grip.
Yep.
They're in line with that stick on the ground, and you want to make sure that these 2 white sticks trace that stick to about the outside of your right thigh. There you go. That's the first foot of the swing that's so vitally important.
So if I'm set up correctly, distance away, my arms are naturally down, part 1. And then I'm tracing the bottom of the grip.
Those stripes, like I have a stripe, most people have stripes or the bottom of their grip.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay.
Just the first foot or so.
So I'm setting up well, and then I'm really controlling like the grip, the hands, the handle, just from here to like right thigh-ish.
Yes, and look at this beautiful triangle that's built and how that's moving together.
Keeps the club nicely on plane, keeps the club face from over rotating too early.
That's right.
Obviously, if I did the bad, I'd get that off plane.
There you go.
Too far that way, that's clear to see. If I did the bad, that's clear to see. What a nice little simple checkpoint. So we have how does this work? We've got an alignment rod.
So we've got the tracer here that's about 1/3 of the way between your toes and the ball, or maybe like a little bit more than a club head. And then we've got another stick over here on your toe line.
Okay.
And so after you trace it, after you trace the bottom of your grip to the back of your right thigh, then you're going to stack your shaft on your toe line stick right there. So trace and stack.
Trace and stack.
Trace and stack.
So set up.
Set up.
Here. Got the hitchhiker thumb, kind of inside part of my thigh, right?
That's right.
I'm going to trace this here for the first foot.
Right to the thigh.
I mean, that just eliminates like any.
There's no movement.
What an easy, simple, effective drill.
Just moved it that far.
Yeah, okay. So just
with
to the right
no
thing.
mistakes.
I like that a ton. I'm also kind of seeing for me the grip, the logo of my grip staying on plane there versus the
That's right.
logo of the grip getting off, okay?
And then it's maintaining this connection right here, this upper left arm and chest connection. Very
and so when I get to this point over my right leg, that club head's maybe, I don't know, 2 feet from the ball, let's say. Something maybe like 45 degrees or whatever. And they said I'm stacking that down my toe line.
There you go.
So if I'm in a good spot, the club head's maybe even with-ish of my hands.
That's right.
Toe right in front of the heel. I know we said when we're doing, let me rehearse that twice hit, and then I want to kind of go over maybe a little more slightly exaggerated version. So set up, correct distance. This is what I want you guys to be thinking about when you're doing this. The grip early, and then stacked. Maybe feel that once or twice, Greg, right?
Trace, stack, and check it, and then give it a go. Whew.
Yeah, there's a nice one, huh? Well, Scotty cutter. So, Greg, as I'm doing this, for someone who's starting, before we kind of add a little exaggeration to this in a minute, I really like these. And from a feel perspective, distance away, I've got the hands to the right leg, club still almost like on the ball target line. But as I'm going from here to here, what I'm sensing is a little bit of my wrist hinging and a very gentle folding of my trail arm. Does that sound about right in your book?
And you'll feel that right there.
Right in there.
Right in there. Yes.
Little gentle hinging. So I'm really not feeling hinging to the right leg much.
Yeah, and what I love about this, like this connection with that little baby hinge is
Feel
just
that
setting you up
there?
for power and accuracy.
Boom.
Boom.
So kind of a little gentle. I'm not really feeling any rotation, arm rotation.
That's right.
I'm feeling the handle moving away from the target. Not feeling really rotation or hinging here. Gentle hinging with a little rotation to there. Now, if I do that, I'm gonna hit one more with that. Put those together. Set up distance correct. Grip early, stack it. Wow. Yeah, there's another good one. I like those little, kind of like a little 3 or 4 yard cut.
Here's another kind of cool way I like to show it. If I'm at a dress and you're standing down the line and I've got like a red stripe or something on my arm right here, I'm gonna take this left arm straight to you until you get to right thigh. Now the stripe would be pointed at me.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, now it's looking out. So I want this,
Like
I want
from the
this
down
form.
the line angle, if they could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Right there.
Love that.
Disconnection. Or you could do it like this.
Yeah, a little roll away.
Yeah.
So we're not losing that forearm.
There's no connection. There's no forearm roll. There's no wrist roll. It's just a triangle move to right there. And then, as you said, the little right wrist hinge right there.
And you're keeping that lead arm bicep like connected to the pec a little on the side.
Absolutely.
Now, we do know as we're doing this, and if you're watching, I know the reality then of like applying this to like a real swing. And
Yes.
oftentimes golfers will feel this. I'll say, hey guys, get down this toe line. And they're, Eric, I'm trying. And I see a video and they're still here.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times the fix for that is to increase the exaggeration from what
Absolutely.
I found. Here's kind of what we can add to this to exaggerate a little more is I've got the stick down my toe line for 3 o'clock and we would add one in at about 2 o'clock. Now, if the ball's, let's say 12, 1, 2, and 3, and when we look down here POV wise, that creates a little zone for us to get the club in. I find a lot of golfers, Greg, need to feel closer to the 2.
Yes.
So when they hit, it gets on the 3.
Yes, you kind of exaggerated it on this side. I love that.
Yeah, you feel
It's
that
kind of like a
same-
little checkpoint.
Yeah,
for
do you
everybody.
find that with your coaching too?
I
Where it's
do.
gotta,
And when you do that, when you put it on, let's say you take your setup and you put it on top of that 2 o'clock stick.
Yep.
Go ahead and put your shaft on top of that 2 o'clock stick. The buttons move just a little. Just a little.
So even if I go here, maybe let's combo this a little better. So if I go, I still do because I still want to do the right leg kind of the same.
Yes.
So if I'm here and here, but instead of me stacking it to my toe line, I'm kind of stacking it
Yes.
out here a little.
And I don't know about you, but I think it's always okay to err with the club head on this side of the target line or the toe line versus deep back there. That's
this is
death
no
move.
man's
Yeah, that's no good. And so, like, you know, there's plenty of evidence of the guys on tour that they're leaving the club head outside the hand. So
Yeah.
as an exaggeration tool, I think that's great.
And that's a great point if you're doing it and you'd rather err on outside versus inside.
Exactly.
And I bet when you watch on camera, you might find, holy cow, I got to feel out here for it to get here, right?
That's right.
So if I could do that same drill, distance away, grip early, a little bit out. You kind of like those pauses and putting it together like that, Greg? Kind of here,
I do. I like the ISOs like that.
and then one fluid motion. I know in your video you did a little box in there too. We could put that on the screen. Yeah, when I get that takeaway good, I get that little, I mean,
Boy, that's sound.
hate to compare me to Scotty Scheffler, but
That's pretty
those little cool
solid.
cutters, huh?
That is solid. Well, you're so connected. You're so connected. Your arms aren't flying away from you. The club head's not getting behind you. It's kind of hard to mess it up.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. If you want to be like me, like Scotty, like Greg, the takeaway, I think a big point from today, even though it might be boring for some of you, is like getting the distance away from the ball correct is so important and literally dictates so much that's going to happen after. That's why we made sure we started with that. We'll put the drill that Greg did with the box at some point in this video too. I think that's a nice way for them to train that. If you'd like to have more from Greg Jones, and why wouldn't you, right? Why wouldn't you? Videos, we'll put his link down below. He's got a great YouTube channel. He started this year. He's crushing it. Incredible videos down in southern Alabama.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go see him in person, online coaching, all that, his link will be down below. Mr. Jones, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed it.
Thank you guys for watching. Any questions, leave a comment down below. If you want to watch more like this, check out this video next.